Greetings and salutations. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jamming. I am your host for the Underground News Network, Ital Iman I. Here we are today in Jacksonville, Florida, Riverside Memorial Park, about 30 miles away from American Beach. We are looking at a condominium built in 1926 called Park Lane. What we're going to show you here is the esoteric message in architectural structures here in Jacksonville, and we'll take you over to the St. Johns River in a moment here. It's one of the only major rivers that flows upstream as the Nile. In this city, we also have a pyramidal structure downtown, formerly Barnett Bank building, that was 42 stories. That's 3 stories shorter than the Great Pyramid, and we'll get into that story of why it's 3 stories shorter than the Great Pyramid. If you could look at this building here, it reminds you of an ancient Maya building or American Indian cliff dwellings. We're going to zoom up and let you see like the ladders on the side of it, and you can look like a pyramidal structure. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk around to the front, and we're going to take a journey, esoteric journey down Park Lane, and we'll show you the esoteric meaning of it. Now walk with me over to the front of the building, and we're going to look at, once we get beyond the trees here, we're going to look at the St. Johns River out there, and we're going to go and get a closer look of the majestic St. Johns River. But we're here in the front of the Park Lane condominiums. It has 33 units. We're talking about Masonic structures here. Okay, if we zoom in close here, we see Park Lane, and we see the sun disk in the middle of the arch there in Park Lane. We can plainly see that that's a Masonic structure. That's an ancient Egyptian structure there, the eye in the middle there of Park Lane there. And we're going to look back up the building, and that's part. So we're going to go over, we're going to turn around. So first, let me tell you this. We'll zoom in a little bit there. We won't get too much static, but the mirror is symbolic of reflection of your soul before you were born. Let's say the mirror, the third eye, or your past. So we see the circle in the middle of the arch there. We know that's the architectural structure. So sometimes men do things and they don't really know what they're doing, but artists have this thing called inspiration, and they think they do one thing and they do another thing. So let me show you what I found here. I used to come to this park in the early 80s, and I wrote my first book of poems here. So let's turn, and we're going to walk down Park Lane out in front of that. So Park Lane, on either side of Park Lane, is symbolic of your life. Let's say from the mirror that we just showed you, you're being born. So we're going to walk down Park Lane, and in front of us is the winged statue of youth. By the time we reach there, okay, on the left, you're going through life. You're a little kid, you're growing up, and you're going through all the things in life. Maybe you fought you joined the army. You did a lot of things in life, but life is a journey. It's a journey. So maybe at this point, it's a certain year, you're going to high school, or you met your girlfriend, just things that happens in your life. And here you started studying religion. You started studying religion, and you start, you say, I'm on a spiritual path. So you go on down this road of life, and everything is psychological. We actually know that. So that's the St. Johns River out there, the majestic St. Johns River. We'll get through that. So you walk down Park Lane. So you're growing up. Maybe you're in your 30s, your 40s, 50s. You're growing up, and you have experiences as we walk down Park Lane. It's just reminiscence of experiences. You're having all type of experiences. You're going to college, you're graduating, you go to the seminary, all different type things are happening to you. Okay, so you get to a certain point in your life, and you have obstacles that you have to cross. So you cross those obstacles, and you're just studying, you're reading and you finally make it to the point of enlightenment. This is the winged statue of youth, where you stand above the mundane life, you stand above the river of life, and you breathe the fresh air. And so you finally made it. You are now a sage, and you stand above the world. So this was initially, let me see, could you read that? It's this statue here is spiritualized life. See, it says symbolized by the winged figure of youth. Spiritualized life symbolized by the wing of youth rises triumphant from the swirl of wars, chaos which engulfs humanity, and faces the future courageously. So spiritualized life symbolized by the winged figure of youth rises triumphantly from the swirl of wars and chaos which engulfs humanity and faces the future courageously. Rises above the swirls. As we walked down Park Lane, we were looking at the swirls in life, the different stages of life symbolized by this pool here at the winged statue of youth. Now we're going to go out and we're going to look at it closer. Very beautiful statue there, winged statue of youth. So let's go over here closer to the river and let you feel the majestic St. John's River. But let me show you a few of these patterns. Remember Socrates and Plato, you know, out in the courts of Rome and the courts of Greece. You know, you see these symbols. There's some crosses around here somewhere down in the court. I used to come here years ago teaching classes and showing people this little anomaly here in Riverside Park, you see. So this is like a court where we'll look around here, and where the sages come and teach the stories of life down by the river. And I was enlightened in this park wings here, and I saw this enlightenment in this structure here. So let's go over here and look at the majestic St. John's River up close. The only major river that flows upstream like the Nile River, the St. John's River. You are now in tune on the one, the force itself. At this time, we call it the Master Blaster Jamming. Peace for now. We'll get back to you with more from the historic African American beach and Jacksonville, Florida. I think we'll take it out, the court, the winged statue of youth. Peace.